This is known as our Learn Here, Live Here initiative that's been touted by this side of the aisle for the last few years. So what it does is that when an individual would graduate from an institution of higher education, when they begin working, their income tax, a portion of it, would be segregated into a separate non-lapsing account over the period of 10 years. And those individuals would be allowed to use that money at some point in time to purchase their first home. I think it's an important step to be able to not only, as the underlying bill does, afford additional benefits for people to achieve higher education, but it would also give an opportunity for those individuals to be able to purchase a home when they enter the workforce. The underlying intent of the bill is for the purposes of trying to allow individuals to have the benefit of a higher education, for the purposes of being able to later on pay taxes in the state of Connecticut and become a productive member of our workforce. What this amendment does, it solves a necessary problem in the state of Connecticut. We've heard far too long that our students are getting a great education, but they're moving out of state because there's no opportunities and housing is unaffordable. And so what this amendment does is it makes it more affordable for those students. So if they're making the decision of, you know, it might be easier for me to move to South Carolina because the housing market's a lot cheaper, I could find a job a little bit easier, so thanks for the education, Connecticut, but I'll see you later. This program would say, you know what, we are going to invest a little bit more in your future. If you stay here, you find a job here, move in with your parents for a couple of years, endure that, and we're going to take your income tax and we're going to put it aside for you. And rather than put that income tax toward all the litany of programs that we have in the state of Connecticut, we are going to specifically invest it in the students of Connecticut, our youth. Just recently, our census came out, and we saw that for the first time, Connecticut, their median age has reached 40, for the first time in history. And that should concern all of us in this chamber, because as the population in Connecticut ages, so do, and it goes up, so do Connecticut's expenses. It costs more as our population ages. Undeniable, we've known that. Our social programs go up, our health care goes up. It behooves us to keep our younger generations here. And so this amendment goes a long way to accomplish that goal. It's had a public hearing. It's been spoken on favorably. In years past, it's been discarded because it's been said we can't afford it. Well, this is a non-lapsing account that pays for itself because the income taxes are going into it. Granted, we're going to have that initial loss of income tax, but you know what? We've already hiked up the income tax on most people in the state of Connecticut. We have a surplus, $1 billion. The governor's acknowledged that for the next biennium. Why not take a little bit of that tax hike on the little guy and let's put it into this account so that the children of that little guy can be able to use it to buy a home.